Hello friends, welcome to our channel. So in our today's video, we are going to discuss what is group by clause, why we use group by, important use cases of group by clause, and all of this we will learn through hands-on only. So let's dive into this topic. Okay, so as you can see here, if we will consider this statement, so group by clause is basically used for consolidating multiple rows having same values in one or more columns. What is this? What does this mean? So according to group by statement, let's suppose we have this group by clause. We have this group by clause, and now we have a table where we have a column like product. We have a column product in this particular table, and we have products like mobile televisions, and let's suppose refrigerators, something like this we have. So we have these rows present inside this column. Now when we will apply group by clause over this product column, so what will going to happen, it will group these two rows into a single. As you can see here, consolidates multiple rows having same values in one or more columns. So multiple rows having same value, so value is mobile here, into one row, so it will generate a single row of mobile. Similarly for TV, it will generate a single row, and here as you can see, refrigerator, we have three rows, but it will create a single row for refrigerator as well. So this is the purpose of our group by clause. It will consolidate multiple rows. When we are talking about group by clause, we cannot skip the discussion of aggregate functions, because ultimate aim of grouping the rows is to perform the aggregation. So we have multiple aggregation functions like average, min, max, count, sum. These aggregate functions we frequently use when we group our rows. So aggregate functions like sum, min, max, these type of aggregate functions are very frequent. When these type of aggregate functions we will use frequently after grouping the rows. So in our today's video as well, I'm going to use summation function for identifying the total sales, and we will also use group by to group the rows of different industries. So for this, let me show you the skeleton, or I can say let me show you the table structure. If I can go here and show you the structure of the table. So I have this table already present, and if you can see the structure, we have three columns: company name, industry, and sales. And we have these industry values repeating, so like chemical values are repeating, smartphone values are repeating, IT services values are repeating, and we need to identify the total sales per industry. So the use case here is, we need to identify total sales. We need to identify the total sales per industry. So this is our scenario, or I can say the problem statement that we are going to solve using our aggregation function, that is sum, and our group by clause. So before solving this question, let me show you again using this example that what does this statement mean, consolidating multiple rows having same values in one or more columns. So for this, I will going to use only industry column here, that industry column here. Yes, this is our industry column, and I'm going to perform the group by over this column only. So what I will do, I will write group by, and I'm going to perform the group by over this column only. So as you can see here, when I control enter, as you can see here, the four values are coming: chemicals, smartphone, IT services, and healthcare. These are the four industries that are present. For group by clause, what it is doing, it is consolidating multiple rows. So earlier, when I am not using this group by, you can see there are multiple industries where industry values are coming. But once we use this group by clause, the multiple industry values, or I can say the multiple rows of industry values, or in other words, I can say multiple values of industry column are clubbed into a single value. So there are multiple values for chemicals present earlier, but when we apply this group by, it is converted into a single value, that is the chemicals. Similarly this is happening for smartphone, IT services and healthcare as well. So multiple rows, we are consolidating multiple row values into a single row using this group by clause. Now we need to identify the total sales. So if we will write like this, and do the control enter, it will show the error. It is showing that select list is not in group by clause. It is showing that we are using two columns in select statement, but we are not grouping both these columns. We are in group by, we are only having one column. So ideally the columns that are present in our select statement, we need to replicate the same into our group by clause as well, unless until we are applying some aggregation function on that column, over that column. So if you can see here, now it is showing me the output because I have mentioned the sales column in the group by as well. So now let me explain you this thing. What is happening, in place of single chemicals value, earlier the output, in the output we are getting only single chemicals value, but now there are multiple values are coming. The reason being, now the grouping is happening for these two columns, that is industry and sales, and the value of chemicals and this value is not similar. The value of these these are not similar. These are not similar, hence all the four values of industry column is appearing here, because we are taking two columns under consideration for group by, not a single column. If we will take a single column, again it will club all these chemicals value into single one, but if we take more than one column under group by, then it will take two values less until it will be able to identify the same row having same values like this. For industry and sales column, it will not club it will present it as separate row only. Again, if you can see here, the values are not similar for these two columns. For second row the values are different, for third row as well the values are different, if we will take both these column into consideration. So I hope I am able to explain this point. This is very important because sometimes what can happen, interviewer may check your in-depth knowledge of group by clause by giving these type of scenarios. Now we can finally solve our question by using our aggregation function, that is the sum function. So it is pretty much simple. We can use sum here and I can name it as total sales. And if you can remember, earlier I told you that if we will apply any aggregation functions over a specific column, then there is no need of mentioning that column in our group by clause. So I will remove this sales column from group by clause, and if I will run this, you can see that sales values are coming. I mean to say, the chemical, there were four rows for chemicals, and now what is happening, the sales value of all the four rows are basically summed up, and those total sum value is appearing here. Similarly, for all the sales of smartphone industry, the values are summed up and they are appearing here. So this is our group by clause using which we can consolidate our rows. And finally, using aggregation functions, we can perform different sort of aggregations like average, sum, count, min, max. So I hope I am able to explain this topic. In case you have any doubts, you can share those in comment section. So we'll meet in the next video. Till then, take care. Goodbye.